August 20th, 1989, Beverly Hills, California. A night etched in shadows and screams. Gunshots ripped through the stillness of the mansion, shattering the facade of wealth and privilege. Jose and Kitty Menendez, a powerful entertainment executive, and his elegant wife, lay lifeless in their own home. Their sons, Lyle and Erik, frantic and distraught, called 911. Their parents, they cried, brutally murdered. But even as the brothers wept for the cameras, a chilling question lingered. Were they truly the grieving sons, or had something far more sinister unfolded behind the mansion walls? The answer, shrouded in whispers of abuse and cries for help, would divide a nation. Was it cold-blooded murder, or a desperate act of self-defense born from years of unspeakable torment? The Menendez brothers' case wasn't just another Hollywood scandal. It was a horrifying glimpse into the dark secrets families can keep. It forced us to confront an unsettling possibility, that sometimes the truth is far more terrifying than the lies we tell ourselves. Lyle and Erik, seemingly blessed with wealth and privilege, harbored a dark secret. Behind the smiles and designer clothes lay a childhood marred by their parents' volatile relationship and whispers of unspeakable abuse. Their father, Jose, loomed large, a demanding figure who pushed his sons relentlessly. Their mother, Kitty, beautiful and fragile, seemed trapped in a cycle of dominance and despair. Friends and family described glimpses of tension, of hushed arguments and veiled threats. The boys, they said, seemed withdrawn, their eyes betraying a deep-seated fear. The idyllic life the Menendez family portrayed to the outside world was crumbling from within. As detectives dug deeper into the family's past, they uncovered a pattern of dysfunction and control. Had the abuse escalated to a terrifying breaking point? Was the murder a preemptive strike, a desperate act of self-preservation? The lines between victim and perpetrator were blurring, and the truth seemed to lie buried deep within the tortured psyches of the Menendez brothers. Months went by, the investigation seemingly at a standstill. Then, a bombshell. Erik, wrestling with guilt and his own demons, confessed to his therapist. He detailed years of abuse, culminating in the fateful night when he and Lyle, fueled by fear and desperation, took their parents' lives. The therapist's lover, overhearing the confession, went to the police. The brothers were arrested, their tearful facade crumbling under the weight of their own words. The confession sent shockwaves through the nation. Were these seemingly ordinary young men capable of such a heinous act? Or had the abuse they suffered twisted their minds, leaving them with no other choice? The case, once a straightforward murder investigation, became a media frenzy, a public debate about family secrets, abuse, and the limits of self-defense. Section 4. In the Court of Law and Public Opinion. The trials were a media spectacle, broadcast into living rooms across the country. Prosecutors painted the brothers as greedy, cold-blooded killers driven by their parents' fortune. Defense attorneys countered with a narrative of abuse, arguing the brothers acted out of fear for their lives. Expert witnesses debated the validity of the abuse excuse, while the nation grappled with the horrors the brothers described. The jury's first verdict, deadlocked on the murder charges, reflected the deep divisions within society. Had the brothers suffered enough to justify their actions? The retrial, however, ended with a guilty verdict for both brothers. Sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, they became symbols of a justice system grappling with the complexities of abuse and the fine line between victim and perpetrator. Section 5. A glimmer of hope and a second chance? Years passed. The case faded from the headlines, but the question of the Menendez brothers' guilt or innocence lingered. Then, in a surprising turn of events, new evidence emerged. Witnesses came forward corroborating the brothers' accounts of abuse. Legal experts questioned the fairness of their trials. The case, once seemingly closed, was thrust back into the spotlight. Petitions for clemency and appeals for a new trial continue to this day. The justice system, once resolute in its judgment, now faces a moral dilemma. If the brothers were indeed victims of horrific abuse, can their actions be truly deemed murder? Or should they be held accountable for the lives they took regardless of their past? Section 6. Unanswered questions. Murder or revenge? The Menendez Brothers case remains a haunting reminder of the complexities of human nature. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about family, abuse, and the long-lasting effects of trauma. Were they cold-blooded killers driven by greed and entitlement, or were they desperate victims, pushed to the brink by years of unspeakable suffering? Even today, decades after that fateful night in Beverly Hills, the answer remains elusive. The Menendez brothers' case is a chilling testament to the enduring power of family secrets and the haunting question of whether some crimes can ever truly be forgiven. We are left to ponder the weight of their actions, the depths of their suffering, and the question that continues to divide us: murder or revenge?